So in this video, I'm going to talk about my gardening experiences of 2023. Yeah, stay tuned, and I will be uploading videos as to show what's happening in the garden. Let's have a look what's going on in the indoor setup, because as you know, the gardening season just started, and we're just approaching spring. So here's my indoor seedling area setup. So I've got a metal shelf that I've brought in from Amazon. I think it cost me about £50. This has been proven to be quite valuable because in the previous years I used to have a similar shelf. That one was made out of light aluminium materials, and this one still with me, but not sort of indoor. I've moved it out in my shed, and I will be looking to use it in the summer when I'll be starting a lot more seedlings. So yeah, I've in that shelf there's a set of 4 LED lights installed. I have put it on in one of the shelves, two of the shelves. So this is the top one, which is the second one from the top, and then the third one from the top. So I've got these two shelves are holding the LED lights. They help the seedlings grow a little bit better during the winter time when the light is in short supply. So these are basically where everything I start. So as you can see on the top shelf, I've got all the chili plants one of the tray of the super hot chili plants that I've going, and then this one here I have some cucumbers. I think I've started these cucumbers seedlings first week of February, or maybe last week of January. But the plan is keep them in the greenhouse and have a early cucumber produce. I will be starting a lot more second batch and the third batch of cucumbers eventually as my main crop and late crop. So here's a few more super hot chili seedlings coming up. These surprisingly have been taking quite a long time. I think I sowed them around first week of February, and it's been over 20 days now, and there's still some of the cells are empty, but I'll say about 70% of the cells came up already. Seedlings came up already. There are some bottle gourds. Some of these 3 small ones are the Malabar spinach. So I've sown about 10, but of my own seeds, but the germination rate has been not good. So I've got 3 out that I hopefully can use, but I will be doing a second sowing of these. Then there's more super hot chilies, and then some house plants. So these are quite interesting actually. These are called mamuse plant. So they're native in Asia, but hard to find in here. But if you touch them, they kind of react. So these are pretty cool, especially for kids and stuff. On the next shelf, so here I have some tomatoes. So these are basically all of my tomatoes for this year. I'm not going to sow anymore because I don't want to over sow seedlings that I'm not going to be using it. So I think this will be plenty for me. There are some cherry tomatoes, some normal medium-sized tomatoes, and all of those apart from the last row here are my own collected seeds that I've used for this. Some flowers, so cosmos, zinnia, they've been started. I have sown a little bit more than what I need actually, because as I said, my garden is blank, so I plan to use those annuals, fill up the empty spaces. Germination rate for some varieties is okay, but for some of the other ones not that great. But overall, the amount of plant probably I'll be getting is more than enough for me. Here I have some dwarf sunflower ongoing, and at the back some fennel that I've started. So these are fennel I'll be sowing successionally, and This is basically my first time growing fennel, so hopefully it's going to be interesting. I've always loved the way fennel looks, so my plan is not to just use it for cooking and dishes, but also for ornamental purposes. Has more chili seedlings. There are actually 2 varieties. There's one, 6 of them actually called Carolina Reaper chocolate, and then there's more in this side, and the rest I think were how many 6 9 of them are turtle crow. These chilies are quite interesting because they are your smaller chilies, but not, they smell like they smell very fruity, and they kind of like taste like the naga varieties. I have some more flowers here. So these are delphinium. In my experience, I found it hard to get them going, to get them germinated. Last year I've tried, it didn't work out, but this year I've followed a different method, and which seemed to have worked. So I've got about 9 plants in here that I'll be putting those. So these are perennials, by the way. Perennials, flower plants, they're quite good to have in the garden, because once you have them established in the garden, they just come back year after year, right? In the far side, I've got some cell trays where I've got some salad crops, so parsley, and then I have some chive by the side, and here I've sown some more Brussels sprouts. One variety, there's more Brussels sprouts. Basically, I'm getting them ready for the harvest in early winter time. Some more seedlings ongoing in here. So these are chilies. These are not super hot, but these are your regular chilies that we use for cooking. Germinations being very slow. I'm not sure why. I think because I don't have any space in my propagator and I've put it on the floor, that's why probably. But you will come up eventually, and I will move them to the propagator as soon as I have some space there. Some more super hot chilies here. So there's more actually. My first batch of chilies that I've started, these are super hot chilies. I've all started in my growing in that shelf that I've just shown you, but they've now become too big to be like kept in that shelf, so I've now moved them in my windowsill, and they're perfectly happy in here. So I'll be keeping them in here until probably the second week of April. Okay.